1951. A view of the Dead Sea from a cave at Qumran, in which some of the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered. The rediscovery of what became known as Cave 1 at Qumran prompted the initial excavation of the site from the 15th of February to 5 March 1949 by the Jordanian Department of Antiquities, led by Gerald Lancaster Harding and Roland DeVos. 21. 9. The Cave 1 site yielded discoveries of additional Dead Sea Scroll fragments, linen cloth, jars, and other artifacts. 22. Excavations of Qumran and new cave discoveries, 1951. 1956, 2017, 2021. In November 1951, Roland DeVos and his team from the ASO began a full excavation of Qumran. 23. By February 1952, the Bedouin had discovered 30 fragments in what was to be designated Cave 2. 21. The discovery of a second cave eventually yielded 300 fragments from 33 manuscripts, including fragments of Jubilees and Wisdom of Sirach written in Hebrew. 22. 23. The following month, on the 14th of March 1952, the ASA team discovered a third cave with fragments of Jubilees and the Copper Scroll. 21. Between September and December 1952, the fragments and scrolls of caves 4, 5, and 6 were discovered by the ASA teams. 23. With the monetary value of the scrolls rising as their historical significance was made more public, the Bedouins and the ASA archaeologists accelerated their search for the scrolls separately in the same general area of Qumran, which was more than 1 kilometer in length. Between 1953 and 1956, DeVos led 4 more archaeological expeditions in the area to uncover scrolls and artifacts. 22. Cave 11 was discovered in 1956 and yielded the last fragments to be found in the vicinity of Qumran. 24. Caves 410 are clustered in an area lying in relative proximity 150 m, 160 yard, from Herbert Qumran, while caves 1, 2, 3 and 11 are located 1 mile, 2 kilometers, north, with cave 3 the most remote. 25. 26. In February 2017, Hebrew University archaeologists announced the discovery of a new 12th cave. 27. There was one blank parchment found in a jar, but broken and empty scroll jars and pickaxes suggest that cave was looted in the 1950s. 28. In March 2021, Israeli archaeologists announced the discovery of dozens of fragments bearing biblical text written in Greek, from the books of Zechariah and Nahum. This group of findings is believed to have been hidden in a cave between 132 and 136 CE during the Bar Kokhba revolt. 29. However, a 10,500-year-old e-basket made of woven reeds was also discovered in the Murabarat caves in the Nahal Darga Reserve. Other discoveries included the remains of a child wrapped in cloth dated to around 6,000 years ago, and a cache of coins from the days of the Bar Kokhba revolt. 30. In 2021, more scrolls were discovered by Israeli authorities in a different cave near the Dead Sea called the Cave of Horror. 31. 32. The caves and their scrolls and fragments. For a full list of the scrolls from each individual cave, see List of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Isaiah Scroll, 1 QIZ, contains almost the whole book of Isaiah. The 972 manuscripts found at Qumran were found primarily in 2 separate formats, as scrolls and as fragments of previous scrolls and texts. In the 4th cave the fragments were torn into up to 15,000 pieces. These small fragments created somewhat of a problem for scholars. G. L. Harding, director of the Jordanian Department of Antiquities, began working on piecing the fragments together but did not finish this before his death in 1979. 33. Cave 1 Wadi Qumran. Cave 1 was discovered for the first time in 1946. The initial discovery, by Bedouin shepherd Mohammed Eddib, his cousin Jumayn Mohammed, and Khalil Musa, took place between November 1946 and February 1947. 34:17. The shepherds discovered 7 scrolls housed in jars in a cave near Waitus, now known as the Qumran site, and took them back to the camp to show to his family. None of the scrolls were destroyed in this process. 18. The original 7 Dead Sea Scrolls from Cave 1 at Qumran are the Great Isaiah Scroll, 1Q Izzy, a second copy of Isaiah, 1Q Izab, the Community Rule Scroll, 1QS, the Pesha on Habakkuk, 1Q Pihab, the War Scroll, 1QM, the Thanksgiving Hymns, 1QH, and the Genesis Apocryphon, 1 Carp Gen. 35. One of the pottery jars containing the scrolls from Cave 1 is now kept in the British Museum. 36. Cave 2 Wadi Qumran. Cave 2 was discovered in February 1952 and soon the Bedouin people discovered 30 fragments in it. 21. The cave eventually yielded 300 fragments from 33 manuscripts of Dead Sea Scrolls, including fragments of Jubilees and the Wisdom of Sirach written in Hebrew. 37:38. Cave 3 Wadi Qumran. Cave 3 was discovered on the 14th of March 1952 by the Asa team. The cave initially yielded fragments of Jubilees and the Copper Scroll. 21. 1011 Caves 4am and 4b. The Damascus Document Scroll 4Q271DF, found in Cave 44Q7, a fragment of the Book of Genesis found in Cave 4 Wadi Qumran. Cave 4 was discovered in August 1952, and ways excavated from 22 to 29th of September 1952 by Gerald Lancaster Harding, Roland DeVos, and Joseph Millick. 39. 21. 1011 Cave 4 is actually 2 hand-cut caves, 4am and 4b, but since the fragments were mixed, they are labeled as 4Q. Cave 4 is the most famous of Qumran caves, both because of its visibility from the Qumran Plateau and its productivity. It is visible from the plateau to the south of the Qumran settlement. It is by far the most productive of all Qumran caves, producing 90% of the Dead Sea Scroll Song scroll fragments, approximate 15,000 fragments from 500 different texts, including 9-10 copies of Jubilees, along with 21 Tefillin and 7 mezuzot. Cave 5 Wadi Qumran. Cave 5 was discovered alongside Cave 6 in 1952, shortly after the discovery of Cave 4. Cave 5 produced approximately 25 manuscripts. 21. Cave 6 Wadi Qumran. Cave 6 was discovered alongside Cave 5 in 1952, shortly after the discovery of Cave 4. Cave 6 contained fragments of about 31 manuscripts. 21. Cave 7 Wadi Qumran. Cave 7 yielded fewer than 20 fragments of Greek documents, including 7Q2. The letter of Jeremiah equals Baruch 6, 7Q5, which became the subject of much speculation in later decades, and a Greek copy of the scroll of Enoch. 40, 41, 42. Cave 7 also produced several inscribed potsherds and jars. 43, 44, 45, 104, 109. Cave 8 Wadi Qumran. Cave 8, along with Caves 7 and 9, was one of the only caves that are accessible by passing through the settlement at Qumran. Carved into the southern end of the Qumran Plateau, Cave 8 was excavated by archaeologists in 1957. Cave 8 produced 5 fragments: Genesis, 8Q Gen, Psalms, 8Q Ps, Tefillin fragment, 8Q Phyl, a mezuzah, 8Q Mez, and a hymn, 8Q Hymn. 46. Cave 8 also produced several Tefillin cases, a box of leather objects, tons of lamps, jars, and the sole of a leather shoe. 43, 44, 45. Cave 9 Wadi Qumran Cave 9, along with Caves 7 and 8, was one of the only caves that are accessible by passing through the settlement at Qumran. Carved into the southern end of the Qumran Plateau, Cave 9 was excavated by archaeologists in 1957. There was only one manuscript fragment found in Cave 9. Dead Sea Scroll fragments 7Q4, 7Q5, and 7Q8 from Cave 7 in Qumran, written on papyrus. Cave 10 in Qumran. Cave 10 archaeologists found two ostraka with writing on them, along with an unknown symbol on a grey stone slab. Cave 11 AM view of part of the temple scroll that was found in Qumran. Cave 11 Wadi Qumran. Cave 11 was discovered in 1956 and yielded 21 texts of the Dead Sea Scrolls, some of which were quite lengthy. The temple scroll, so called because more than half of it pertains to the construction of the Temple of Jerusalem, was found in Cave 11, and is by far the longest scroll. It is now 26.7 feet, 8.15 m, long. Its original length may have been over 28 feet, 8.75 m. The temple scroll was regarded by scholar Ugail Yardin as the Torah according to the Essenes. On the other hand, Hartmut Stijman, a contemporary and friend of Yardin, believed the scroll was not regarded as such, but was a document without exceptional significance. Stijman notes that it is not mentioned or cited in any known Essene writing. 47, also in Cave 11, an eschatological fragment about the biblical figure Melchizedek, 11Q13, was found. Cave 11 also produced a copy of Jubilees, and a proto-Masoteric text of the Torah scroll, only a fragment of the book of Leviticus surviving, known as the Paleo-Hebrew Leviticus scroll. According to former chief editor of the DSS editorial team John Strugnell, there are at least 4 privately owned scrolls from Cave 11, that have not yet been made available for scholars. Among them is a complete Aramaic manuscript of the Book of Enoch times. 48. Cave 12. Cave 12 was discovered in February 2017 on cliffs west of Qumran, near the northwestern shore of the Dead Sea. 27. Archaeological examination found pickaxes and empty broken scroll jars, indicating that the cave had been discovered and looted in the 1950s. One of the joint Hebrew University of Jerusalem and Liberty University of Virginia project's lead researchers, Oren Gutfeld, stated, although at the end of the day no scroll was found, and instead we only found a piece of parchment rolled up in a jug that was being processed for writing, the findings indicate beyond any doubt that the cave contained scrolls that were stolen. 28. Fragments with unknown provenance. Some fragments of scrolls have neither significant archaeological provenance nor records that reveal in which designated Qumran cave area they were found. They are believed to have come from Wadi Qumran caves, but are just as likely to have come from other archaeological sites in the Judean desert area. 49. These fragments have therefore been designated to the temporary X series. Fragment /scroll /fragment /scroll name Bible Association description X1-3 fill-in from Qumran Deuteronomy 5:16:3, 10:12:11:12. 49, first published in 1969. Phylacteries XQ4 fill-in from Qumran Phylacteries XQ5A Jubilees 7:45 XQ5 BHYMN XQ6 offering small fragment with only one word in Aramaic. XQ7 unidentified fragment strong possibility that it is part of 4Q instruction. Bacon Book of Enoch 9:11 small fragment written in Hebrew equals XQ8. Gallery Dead Sea Scroll 175, complete, Testimonia, from Qumran Cave 4, the Jordan Museum in Amman. Dead Sea Scroll 175 complete, Testimonia from Qumran Cave 4, the Jordan Museum in Amman. Dead Sea Scroll 28 from Qumran Cave 1, complete, the Jordan Museum in Oman. Dead Sea Scroll 28 from Qumran Cave 1, complete, the Jordan Museum in Oman. The Wall Scroll, found in Qumran Cave 1. The Wall Scroll, found in Qumran Cave 1. A portion of the second discovered copy of the Isaiah Scroll, 1Q Izab. A portion of the second discovered copy of the Isaiah Scroll,